You know that feeling on a Monday morning? You wake up, you feel heavy, you're disgusted with what happened over the weekend, and you tell yourself, that's it. Today's the day. I'm back on track. No sugar, no carbs, just clean eating. And for a few hours or days, you feel powerful. You're on plan, you have your healthy foods, and you think you've finally found the willpower that you were missing. But then you find yourself picking up the kids' dinner, having that whole packet of biscuits, telling yourself it doesn't really count. And you can't stop thinking about the food in the cupboard anyway. So you eat it just to shut up that voice in your head. And a few days or weeks later, you are fed up. You aren't seeing fast enough weight loss, and you think, what the hell? I don't even care anymore. I've had enough and I'm going to eat whatever I want. So you end up eating takeout or binging on sugar and biscuits and all your forbidden foods. Then you come to your senses and ask yourself, why the hell did I just do that? You tell yourself you've blown it now. You may as well do whatever you want. And you spend the rest of the week or even months overeating or binging and gaining more weight until you step on the scales, are horrified, and decide it's time to start over again. Now, if that sounds familiar, then you're not alone. I'm Sarah Parker, and I'm a certified health and life coach in the UK who specialises in working with women struggling with emotional eating, overeating, binging, and chronic yo-yo dieting. In this video, I will explain the three most common reasons behind overeating and binging behaviours that I see in clients and what causes them to self-sabotage their diets or meal plans. Number one is the all or nothing mindset. It's very common for me to see women struggling with issues like emotional eating who are also perfectionists and have an all or nothing mindset. Now, an all or nothing mindset is when you are sticking to your meal plan, being good, but then your friend comes around with some cake or a dessert that she's picked up, and you think, oh, go on then, might as well. And you give in and eat the slice of cake. Later that night, you get angry with yourself, saying, why did I eat that cake? That was so many calories, you've blown it now. So you then go and eat everything else, and it can turn into binging or overeating for weeks or months because you think you've blown it until it's time to start all over again. This time with more willpower to say no to that slice of cake and all the other treats. So with the all or nothing mindset, you're either on plan or off plan all of the time. There is no in between. Whereas if you take a less rigid approach or mindset, then what happens is your friend comes around for a special occasion with a cake, unexpected. You think, I enjoy cake and I can have one slice and enjoy time with my friend. You give yourself full permission to eat and enjoy the slice of cake. You eat it, enjoy it, and move on and continue with your meal plan. And that's it. It's one slice of cake. You enjoy it and move on. No binge spiral, no, I've blown it, so I may as well eat what I want. So do you see? The slice of cake is not what does the damage. It's your reaction to eating the slice of cake which does the damage. And part of what I do as a health coach is working with women who struggle with emotional eating, binging, or yo-yo dieting. It's helping them change the way that they talk about themselves and how they view food. And because food is not the enemy, we need to stay alive, yet we live in a society where diet culture is the norm, where food is seen not as nutrition, but as only calories or points that determine what size we are. But food is more than that. Food is nutrition. It keeps us alive, but food is also enjoyment. Food can be social connection, going out for a coffee with a friend, or going out to dinner with friends and enjoying ourselves, which affects our mental health. So reframing eating and learning to not only see food as good or bad, or on plan or off plan, is key. Which brings me to point two, undereating. Now, often I will see women come in saying, I'm doing everything right. I'm doing all the things, I'm following my plan, but I'm not losing any weight. These women will also disclose binge eating to me later more often than not, as well as struggling with food noise, where they're constantly thinking about food and calories and will sometimes eat that chocolate bar or Easter egg left in the cupboard just so they can stop thinking about it. Now, this happens when you're not eating enough during the day. So you might find yourself being good, restricting your calories, and then you find yourself raiding the cupboards and overeating or binging at night and blowing it. And that can be because you're hungry and not eating enough throughout the day, because your diet's too restrictive. Or it might be because you're busy with work and kids and have too much going on. It's difficult to sit down and plan out your regular meals. Either way, your blood sugar is all over the place, which can affect cognitive function, self-control, and it can lead to this craving for a quick fix of sugar or caffeine and this sort of I don't even care anymore feeling, or just being so physically hungry, you grab whatever's there, which is normally sugar or coffee, because your blood sugar got so low you need a quick boost. And that ends up being caffeine or sugar. Whereas if you get into a simple routine of planning out your meals, making sure you have healthy food you enjoy and that makes you feel good on hand, it becomes easy to eat regular meals, which means your blood sugar is stabilized and you're not picking up the kids' dinner or grabbing chocolate biscuits from the cupboard that you tell yourself no, don't count, or going on a binge because you've had a complete collapse and thought, sod it. The problem I see get in the way here is when women worry about weight gain. They think if I eat regularly, I'll gain weight or but lose, but actually it's the opposite. By not eating regularly, you're setting yourself up for binging or overeating later, which actually harms your weight loss efforts. Now, if these struggles sound familiar and you find yourself struggling with binge eating or emotional eating, then take a look at my health coaching services at befreehealthcoaching.co.uk or click on the link in the description. There you'll find details on how I can help you, and you can also book in for a free, no obligation call to learn more and see if working together would be a fit for you. Now, number 3, mental restriction. When your diet or meal plan is too restrictive and leaves no room for enjoying food, it's pretty miserable. If you've set yourself up with foods you don't really want or enjoy, but are eating because they are low calorie, low fat, low carb, or the latest one high protein, or because an article said it was the latest superfood, but you don't actually like it, then life's going to be pretty miserable. Of course, you're going to be thinking about ice cream or that packet of crisps or that chalky Easter egg all day. You end up relying on willpower, and then you get these arguments with yourself, the devil on your shoulder that goes, just one more. It won't hurt. What's the point? You're not losing any weight anyway. You may as well eat it. So you eat it because eventually we all run out of willpower. And if we have a lot of stress going on and other things to juggle that require willpower, then we run out even quicker. Then when you run out of willpower, you go back to the all or nothing thinking that I've blown it. And on it goes until you start again on Monday and you're in this constant loop. So actually mentally restricting yourself also sets you up for binging. Like if your friend comes round with cake and you say, I'm not having any this time because I'm being good, you sit there and you can't enjoy yourself because all you're thinking about is that piece of cake. Then your friend leaves and you end up eating the whole thing. Whereas if you truly allowed yourself to have a slice of cake, then most likely you wouldn't have eaten the whole thing. So restriction, whether it's mental or physical, it sets you up for overeating and binging. But what if instead of relying on willpower, restricting and meal planning on the latest diet theory, instead you chose foods that gave you energy and actually made you feel good and that you actually enjoy eating. I'm talking not just about nutritionally, but also about mentally, because it's okay to enjoy your favourite foods, even when they're listed bad or unhealthy. Diet culture has made us think of food as having some moral value, but it doesn't. And when we think of something as being forbidden, that's all we want, right? So I'm not saying here go and eat pizza or McDonald's every night. I'm saying give yourself permission to eat foods you enjoy. Often people think if they do this, they will lose control, but the absolute opposite happens. They end up having more control of their eating because once something is allowed, it becomes rather mundane. You realize eating takeout every night makes you feel bloated and gets boring, and the fascination with food can lift. You realize you actually don't want takeout every night. I know this because I've seen it work with my clients. Now, remember, there are lots of reasons why people emotionally and binge eat. These are just 3 of the most common ones I see. So remember, if you are struggling with any of the issues here, then take a look at my private health coaching for emotional and binge eating. Now, these sessions follow a structured framework that's designed to help you overcome emotional and binge eating for good. It's designed to help you reduce food noise, improve your body image, and feel normal around food. And if you're interested in talking further, then I offer a free, no obligation introductory call if you would like to discuss things further and see if working together is the right next step for you. Now, I hope that was helpful for you. If you've got any questions, feel free to comment or send me an email to support@befreehealthcoaching.co.uk. I'll also put my contact details and helpful links in the description below this video.